The NFL Week 6 recap and Monday Night Football bomb edition of the Bottom Line Bombs on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign up with promo code BOMBS to get a 50% deposit bonus up to $1,000. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Start crushing college football and NFL with Rhythm. Get your 7-day free trial today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMN. And with that, we start the show. I forgot to put the video on, but it's all right because I can do the personal one right here. We do a theme song here that lasts about a solid 20 seconds, and then I get the show all gas, no breaks, Bottom Line Bombs. Yes, keep it bombing. Keep it bombing now. What's up, everybody? I am your host, CJ Sullivan. Welcome to the Bottom Line Bombs. The bet detective, the laddie daddy scumbagger, Vance the Bombino, now that it's baseball, and of course, the man in the box. Coming to you live from Eagle Rock, California, Monday, October 14th. Always say the date just for me. I feel like I'm leaving myself an hour-long voicemail. Like my dad used to, anytime he called different time zone. All right, it's 8 o'clock my time. So let's see. That would be 7 o'clock your time. Yeah, Dad, it's 1 hour. Just subtract one. That's all it is. Back when I was in Pittsburgh at Central Time Zone, he was in Philly in Eastern Time Zone. Steve Elridge, the chat's already coming up. I love it. Says, first Bottom Line Bombs of the Drake May era. Yeah, Drake May wasn't too bad. Not too shabby. Did better than I thought he was going to do, especially with that offensive line in Houston Texans pass rush. They did get to him, of course. That was the problem, but he was athletic. He needed to be. Anyway, we got a big show today. We will recap everything that happened here in the NFL over the weekend. We have Monday Night Football today. Got some bombs for that. We'll recap the contest. I got a man in the box, of course. Talk about what else happened. There is baseball. This Dodgers play today. What a great foursome. NLCS, ALCS. You have Dodgers, Mets, Yankees, Guardians. $300 million payroll, $300 million payroll, $300 million payroll, and then the Guardians. Cleveland, our nation, puts our lonely eyes to you. Like Simon and Garfunkel, you must win the World Series. That's the only other option. There's no other option. I can't have the Dodgers and Mets both lose, since I looked into that. Like, there's no scenario where they both lose. So Cleveland, you just have to win the World Series. I actually kind of wanted Dodgers to sweep the Mets. I mean, and I it's not going to happen. But the way they buried them yesterday, 9-0, I wish they do that every single game and make the Mets their run completely worthless. That was the only upsetting thing about the Knicks run last year, is that they lost to the Pacers in 7 after injuries. It was kind of more dramatic that way, although Game 7 was a blowout. It kind of would have been great if they snuck out that win and then just got buried by the Celtics, making everything worthless. But, can't get it all. Anyway, what am I talking about? Talk about baseball. That's what happens to Bombino. Had a good weekend. Good weekend with props and the bombs. Did pretty all right. The games itself yesterday weren't as exciting to watch, but the early games were okay. A lot of blowouts, though, especially in that late games. Saturday, I got myself over to the Coliseum here in Los Angeles, and I saw one of the greatest college football games I've ever seen, except for the ending. It was 95% good. Then the ending was terrible. That was the USC Penn State game. Went to the Coliseum to watch number 4 team in the country, Penn State, steal a win versus USC. It was hot. My buddy Brady Novak went. We got $20 tickets. I'm like, oh, man, these tickets are pretty cheap up top, but that's fine. I don't mind sitting up top in football. You get to see everything laid out. Then I saw like a section across the way. It was on the Game Time app. It was like triple the price. I'm like, why is that triple the price? And it's the same eyesight level, same yard line and everything. Then I learned real quickly why, because it was in the shade. And that was very important because the sun never budged. It was unrelenting. We're like, all right, maybe second half it'll dip down. Nope, it just got hotter. And the shade got more shadier. It didn't move. Nothing budged. Coliseum, you're just flat. Coliseum already is a crazy stadium. It's just flat. It goes wide, and there's always like fires going on, and it's pretty nuts because it's all like bleachers. It's an old stadium. There's a torch. There's a lot of fires going on, and that's what it was. Great game though. I'll talk about it in a second here, but I do have to talk about the flood support which we gave there in Mountain West. I don't even know the website, but thank you for everyone who did donate to help the flood support. I don't know if you know, but Sports Gaming Podcast Network saved the day. We rescued no more floods and hurricanes. Everyone can go back home. Everyone is safe. Tampa Bay, go home safe. It's fine. Thanks to us and you guys. We rescued everything. Also, thank you for tuning in to the Bottom Line Bombs. I have to say that. Head to Spotify. Give us a 5-star rating. I kind of need it. Only you can prevent corporate gambling from taking over. Speaking of fires, that's where that slogan came from. So yeah, leave a 5-star review. You don't have to do this second, but try to remember it. But thank you anyway. Yeah, the USC game, it was an amazing game. Penn State won in overtime. That's why it sucked. The anticlimactic ending of college overtime. I don't like the college overtime. I don't like how they just drop the ball on the 25-yard line. It's so weird. First of all, not even getting into the game, USC got robbed because they had 2 pass interference calls that should have been called. That was not. But then USC misses the field goal first, and then Penn State gets the ball right there at 25. So they just take a knee and kick a field goal and win the game. It's a joke. They didn't have to do anything. Bring back ties. Who cares? It's college. Now that there's a playoff, bring back ties. That would be great. Playing for tie. Coaches would play for a tie. Those cowards. What's funny was now I grew up from Philadelphia, but I was not a Penn State fan. Maybe young. There was no real college football team. Penn State's its own entity there in the middle of Pennsylvania, Happy Valley. James Carville once famously said, Pennsylvania is Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, and Alabama in the middle. And it is. I've been to Penn State. It's a fun partying time. If you're young, fun partying time. If you're a young kid going to those games, and they're great to go to, but their fans are obnoxious and they are a cult. That's why that whole Sandusky thing was very believable. They're enabling. There's such a fucking bubble. Anyway, point is they travel, and there was a lot of those fans there at the game, and I forgot how awful they are. Not the USC fans are great, but I became a USC fan. I'm like, fuck it, let's do this. We are, and I say Harrisburg. That's what we are. And then eventually, when Penn State scored, that turned into you are pedos. See, that's the thing. When it comes to, and it is kind of funny. I almost feel bad for Penn State fans because college football games, people are yelling, you razz each other for a little bit thing, but when you razz with Penn State, it automatically goes to child fucking, basically. It goes to the pedophile. It goes to Sandusky. And it's going to go there. And there's nothing they can say about it. And they're like, come on, already? Yeah, already. Yeah, I'm going to say that. And that's the trump card you're done with. How can you not? You enable, USC, you're a bunch of rich, spoiled wine and cheese crowd. Yeah, well, you guys enabled child sex for 15 years. Oh, well, I'm just saying. That's what happened. You guys had camp set up, a pedophile ring. That was your defensive coordinator. And your head coach allowed it. God damn it. I was just going to say, you guys have, you had the girl from Full House get her daughter in with money. Yeah, I know, right? We did do that. But also, you know what you guys did? Not to get too deep into the details. It's always funny. Since I brought up Penn State, I might as well talk about it. The guy that the ticket window, there's a Penn State guy couldn't scan. He's trying to scan a screenshot of his ticket. He's like, it worked last time. He's like, well, I'm sorry, it didn't work. But Maybe because you guys are pedos. You guys are like, what? Come on. Hi, I'm just giving you a little razzing. Just a little razzing. Ba-ba-ba-da. And it is perfect that they play that Drake song all the time because Penn State is a bunch of pedos. Even now, I don't like their coach, Frank. I don't like James Franklin. He was a rape enabler at Vanderbilt. He was over there. Harrisburg is unhappy valley. Boo for T Justice. Yeah, Harrisburg is the capital of Pennsylvania. It is very close to Happy Valley. You got Shamokin. You got, there's just tons, Cole Township, tons of awful towns. Latrobe in Pennsylvania. That's not as beautiful as Happy Valley because it's an ecosystem of a bubble of terrible people. Remember that trial, though? Not even a trial. It was such a weird time, that real intense time where the Sandusky stuff came out. They ran Paterno out. But where Sandusky was like, the trial hadn't happened yet, but he was in the news. He was doing interviews, which it was wild because lawyers never allow your client to do an interview on TV while the case is going on or while before the trial is over with, because you can only hurt yourself. But his lawyer was just like, fuck it, Cherry, we're not winning. So whatever you want to do, this is your last time you'll ever get to be on TV. You get to say anything. Go ahead. Say whatever you want to say, because we're going to jail for a long time. There's no way I can get you out of this. But at first, I think he was with Bob Costas, some interview on Today's Show, and he tried to, his justification, his defense at first was like, because the big story was they caught him and the kid in the shower or something. He goes, yeah, we're just doing horseplay, just a little bit of horseplay. I don't know what that coach thought he saw, but it was just a bit of horseplay. Horseplay? What are you talking about, Jerry? But that was man play. That was man on child play. That wasn't horse play. As a matter of fact, Jerry, we would rather if you fucked a horse. We wish you did horse play than what you were doing. You can't rape a horse. That's confirmed. If you have this show's got away from me. If you have sex with a horse, that horse lets you, okay? That's what I mean. The consent is always there with a horse. Trust me. If a horse doesn't want you fucking it, it'll let you know. And you won't be able to get it off. So, yeah, we would rather if you've done horseplay, Jerry, than whatever the hell that was, that man on boy play. Anyway, there was a lot of that wasn't coming up, but a lot of that comes up during the whole Penn State USC. So that was a lot. That was a big thing once the game was over and Penn State they're celebrating. Yeah, we won. Right. We won. You won. I mean, you're right. Now you have to go back to Harrisburg and also wear the fact that you guys are known as pedophiles. That's what you'll forever be known as, no matter what happens. You're lucky you guys choke and don't win a national championship every year in Penn State. Because then that story will keep coming up. How can it not? It was insane. Anyway, all right. Like I said, this thing got away from me. But congratulations to Penn State. They stole a victory. Their tight end at 220 yards. USC's running back was amazing. It was just, it was a lot of fun. I will tell you what, I'll say the USC DJ, the guy, the first down guy, he kind of, I don't know. They could use a replacement there. He did this bit, and he did a classic comic thing, a mistake, that young comics do. And that's when you write a new joke, you're so excited about it, you tell it right up top off your set, and you shouldn't do that because, and we get, you write a new joke, you're excited to tell it because you're so sick of your old jokes. But you can't judge it. You can't have no barometer of it if you tell it up top without setting yourself up. You usually tell 3 standards that you know, and then put it in there like around the 4th joke. That way you have a rhythm going, and then you could judge it properly. How to say you can't judge it for the opening thing because you never know what the audience is. Point is, the USC DJ, he had a bit, to make noise was, USC fans, Penn State has asked us to be quiet when they have the ball. So make sure everyone's quiet. And like they put it up on the screen, Penn State's request, obviously being sarcastic. So he did that as soon as they got the ball. First thing, he couldn't wait to put that up there. Then Penn State got a first down. And then he did it about 8 more times, 8 more callbacks to the Penn State says, be quiet. And they got a big play every single time. Anyway, it was a fun game, though. College football. Oh, boy. Is that not football?
I am an East Carolina fan.
Oh, Colby picks Dundee. Yeah, we had a big college football weekend, by the way. If you listen to the Picks Down Under show, South Carolina almost beat Alabama. I gave out that money line play. Anyway, all right, let's get into the show. Sorry about all that horse and child sex I talked about. Now let's get back into the show. I'll give out some Monday Night Football bombs. We will talk NFL recap, and of course, we'll do a man in the box. But first, let me tell you about Underdog. I always talk about Underdog. It is the pick'em. It's one of the biggest menus for all sports. NFL, college football, MLB, MMA, WNBA, NASCAR, and more. The lobby's jam-packed with profit boost. You can now use specials and boosts on all flexed entries. I have an Underdog selection I'll give you guys. I'll give you right now. As soon as I tell you to sign up with promo code BOMBS to claim your special pick and first-time deposit, offer up to $1,000 in bonus cash. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code BOMBS. Like that. If I was going to do an Underdog play, I like just a nice simple one, like a Breece Hall over 13.5 rushing attempts. And I like Josh Allen over 6.5 rushing attempts. That went up. That's a nice little. The great thing about the quarterback rushing attempts play is that if so happens they're winning, and they got to do the kneel down, you get those 3 rushing attempts when they take the knee in victory formation. That's a nice little glitch in the system. But sometimes it goes the other way. You got Patrick Mahomes who does his shenanigans and does like a minus 10 yard knee.
Showtime Mahomes.
It's insane. All right, let's talk about the game tonight, though. That's the Underdog play. Sign up a promo code BOMBS and good one. All right, here we go. Wow, I can't believe I haven't really started the show yet. This is how crazy. This is my voicemail. This is my long-going voicemail to myself and my C-generates out there. Thank you very much. Monday Night Football. We have Buffalo versus the Jets. The line has come down. It is minus 140.5, I believe. It's a low total. It should be a low total. Minus 1. It was minus 2.5. It's come down. A lot of Jets money is coming in. Interesting game. Obviously a big divisional game. Jets, of course, fired Robert Saleh. And now they have Jeff Ulbrich as the interim coach, defensive coordinator, classic interim coach, a football lifer who the players love. Normally, that's a smash spot. You fire a coach midweek, you do that new coach bump, and everyone rallies around him. But a lot of times, they don't just rally because of the intern coach. They rally because they're not being coached by the old boss. Everyone's happy when your boss gets fired, right? Like the Raiders last year. As soon as they fired Josh McDaniels, they were so happy. They beat the Chargers by like 60. Now, is that because Antonio Pierce is good? Obviously not, as he's showing. But they do some fucking, they're so happy McDaniels was out that they rallied around to it. Now, I don't think this is the situation with the Jets. See, that's the problem. I don't think they hated Saleh. And fans might have, and he was kind of annoying, but the players liked him. They don't like Hackett being there. That's who they resent. And Hackett, they got to keep there because that's Aaron Rodgers' buddy. And he's not calling plays, but he's still the offensive coordinator. So what? They just have him sitting in the booth and they unplugged his headset. This is a weird game. I wanted to play Buffalo not a lot, badly. I wanted to play Buffalo, especially at minus 1. It's a good value line there because of this coach bump thing. I think they've lost 2 in a row. They need a win. But at the same time, this is their 3rd straight road game, and they're very, very injured. So I don't really trust the Bills either. And I don't trust the Jets. I think their team's not as great either. So I know that's a cop-out. So I want to focus on some props, though, C-Generates. We're going to focus on a couple props. I mean, if I leaned it, I guess you'd have to take the Jets, the home underdog. It does very well on Monday Night Football. Road favorites though this weekend went 8-0 against the spread, and you do have a slight one with the Bills being -1, a road favorite. 8-0 is pretty amazing. All the favorites pretty much hit, but I'll get into that in the recap. Let's talk Monday Night Football and the chat. If you are watching on X, by the way, come on over to YouTube so you can meet a chat. Channing Brown. Always like to see Channing Brown. He says, Happy Thanksgiving. Correct. It is Canadian Thanksgiving. Picks Dundee. Colby's watching the Canadian football right now. And there's hockey all day. I was watching Utah hockey. That was a bit weird. Yeah, happy Thanksgiving to my Canadian friends. Love Canada. I'm trying to think the next time I'm going to Canada. I got to get to Montreal. That's where the strip clubs are a bit different in Montreal. Blah, 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 blah. All right. So I kind of lean Jets, but I don't know. Doesn't matter. The Hackett, I just can't get there. So I'm going to go with a couple props. And you can do an underdog play here if you want. Props are on fire, Bob says. If you watch the prop show, I went 5-0 in the props at the SGPN prop show on Thursday after the bottom line bombs. 5-0, baby. Missed the ladder, but I still hit that over as well as regular. So it could be 6-0, technically. Ladders aren't easy to hit. First prop I like is I gave out the 2 rushing ones for the underdog, but I also like Garrett Wilson, 59.5 yards. Seems like a small number for Garrett Wilson. Now, it's moved up. It's moved up a tick. Now I'm seeing 62 on Bet Online. I bet it earlier in the week at 59.5. I still like it at 62. Now I know you're chasing last week's numbers or Europe's numbers, but where he had like 20 targets and 150 yards, he's not going to do something like that again. But Rodgers, when it comes down to it, he likes doing that alpha. Like he did this with Devontae Adams all the time, and he now knows. I mean, I don't trust Mike Williams as receiver, Conklin a little bit, but Garrett Wilson's going to get targets, a lot of them. Bill's secondary is banged up to hell. 60 yards seems very doable. We're going to bomb Garrett Wilson over 60 yards. I also had the Josh Allen over rushing attempts, 6.5. I like that as well. We'll bomb that. Bob 4205. Not only did my props go 5-0 on the prop show, but I also gave out a plus 450 Hunter Henry anytime touchdown as part of the plays. I mean, my goodness. And Ryan and Sean, they're all on fire too. We've been hitting these props. And Moonoff, don't forget about him. He's a prop master as well. But I'm not a prop master. I am the laddie daddy. And we got a good ladder today. I'm collaborating with this ladder, to be honest with you. I already played this man for first touchdown and a touchdown. He's a first touchdown. He is, what is he at? Oh, 20-1. I am at 25-1. It's okay. Now the Bills receiver, we're going to go to the Bills receivers. Yep, here comes the ladder, Channing Brown. We're going to break it out. Oh, I had the cat, too, for crying out loud. It is ladder time. Let me lock it in. There we go. There's the ladder there. Oh, here's the kitty. Let me get the kitty ladder. And the stick. Oh, I can bring out Simba. You know what? Hold on, C-Generates. I should have got my props ready beforehand. But let me get the Simba or Serba, whatever. Hold on 1 second. You guys put up your ladder emojis. Hold down the fort for 2 seconds. I'll make some noise back here off microphone. Always my favorite. There we go. I got it. My favorite part of a podcast or a radio show when you hear people talking off the microphone in the background. All right, here's our big ladder for today. Now, when we do ladders, we look for a couple things. We look for a low number. Usually a backup, either receiver or wide receiver 2 that plays like a 1, backup tight end, backup running backs, anything we do. Boy, I love the ladders. So I'm collaborating with good friend and great content, great pick man, Bet Mystic I've talked about him before. Give him a follow on X at BetMystic. He gives out free plays. He also does other things. He has great write-ups. He doesn't just throw stuff against the wall. So I'm glad we agreed on this one. He has a fantastic write-up about it. There's been commenting about it. And we're going to go with Dawson Knox, the backup tight end, who used to be a goal line monster. That's why we love him. First touchdown, 20-1. Why not? Anytime touchdown. Dalton Kincaid, of course, is the alpha tight end. But they've been talking about, because the receivers are hurt, Shakir's been down. Keon Coleman's still a rookie. You know, that Samuel's just not a thing. They keep trying to make Curtis Samuel a thing. So coaches have said, not just Josh Allen, but Brady, the offensive coordinator, said, we're going to do more 12 personnel, 1 personnel, and we need to get Dawson Knox the ball. They've said that. The Jets' strength of defense is the cornerbacks. They will lock down receivers. It's going to be a lot. The Bills just have a different kind of offense this year. And they're still trying to figure out who they're going to be reliable. And they said, we need to get Dawson Knox the ball more. Now, I fell for this when it was Spencer Rattler said that about Chris Olave. Now, it wasn't his fault. Olave got a concussion and had to leave first quarter. And I was hammering Olave over receptions. Good God. They scored 80 points in that game. And he's the only one who can get any stats. But we're going to go with Dawson Knox. Now, look at this numbers, C-Generates. This is why this is a great ladder. It starts off at 10.5 yards. That's the base of the ladder. That's where you lean it up against the house. You know, you get 2 people to hold it at 10 yards. At 10 yards, you can just put one hand. You don't have to be paying attention. There's no danger of anyone falling off that ladder. So now let's move up the ladder. We're going to move up a spots here. 29 yards. These numbers are already moving. I bet Mystic's clients are all over it. 20 yards, 29 yards is 2-1. That's right here. That's when we just move up to the squirrels area of the tree. All right. And now we're going to clean the gutters. Dawson Knox, 39 yards plus 310. We're going to get their leaves out of the gutters. I don't want to go too crazy with Dawson Knox because he's not going to have a 100-yard game. But he can very easily have a nice 5 for 60-yard game. That's all we want out of him. I am a little worried that Josh Allen is currently concussed. But apparently they just swept that under the rug. He had fucking a full-on concussion with 6 minutes ago to a Houston game. Like, he's good. One play under the tent, he's fine. Who knows what that protocol is? That's just something they say. It's a protocol for anyone who's not a superstar. Josh Allen, we need you on the field. Anyway, Dawson Knox, 39 yards plus 310. 49 yards. All right, that's just to get to 50 yards. That is 5-1. Are you kidding me? That's where we see the owl in the tree, and now we want to rescue the kitty. See, generates. There's always a cat stuck up in the tree. All the way. This is where the ladder goes all the way up top. We get the stick. Now, are we risking our lives for no reason to rescue this cat? Maybe. Do cats die in trees? No. They get down. My buddy Mike Olson, years ago in Chicago, had a cat stuck in a tree. His girlfriend was crying. She wanted to call the fire department. He did. Fire department, Chicago Dispatch says, yeah, we don't do that. We don't come rescue cats out of trees. He goes, I know, but she's crying. You hear her? He goes, all right, well, tell her this. You ever see a cat skeleton in a tree? No. Yeah, because they get down. All right? Tell her that. And he did not tell her that because she was crying. And he's insensitive like Chicago Dispatchers. But Dawson Knox, let's go. 60 yards for Dawson Knox plus lucky 777. What? Almost 8-1 for 60 yards for Dawson Knox? A blanket for Josh Allen? Are you kidding me? And if you want to push it, it goes all the way. 69 yards is plus 1,300. 79 yards is 22-1. 89 yards is 39-1. I mean, I don't know if he's going to go that high, but that's not the point. The point is we have a very doable 10 yards just to hit the over. So I love Dawson Knox over 10 yards. I love him first touchdown. And this ladder that thing up as high as you want to go, as hard as you want a budget goes. Scale it down, obviously. I like to break up a unit, you know. Let's just say your unit is normally, here, let me lock back in. You know, your unit's $100, your unit's $10, whatever it is. Could be 50 cents. I don't care what it is. I'm not a unit shamer here. Whatever gets the juices flowing. Whatever makes you nervous, as Tiger Woods would say. Yeah, break it up. Instead of betting $100 on him over 10 yards, do like 50 over 10, and then break up that, and then do $10 intervals on different rungs of the ladder. And you hit one of those plus money, boo boy. You're right. 777 Knox. We're doing it, baby. So all C-generates. That's my official play tonight. Dawson Knox ladder. I liked him anyway. And then once Bet Mystic got involved, at Bet Mystic, hit him up again. He does great golf plays too. That's why I love it. I don't push anyone that touts or anything like that. So I'm being serious. And his write-ups are serious too. So that's what if he likes it, then it makes you feel better, or a good write-up too, anyway. You know what I mean? If it loses, you're like, what? Then there's no write-up. What the fuck? Would you just say Jaguars? Yeah, I kind of did. So he does like, Korean women's golf, like this different leagues of golf, which is fantastic. Because I love golf betting myself. I am Scumbagger Vance. I haven't been doing enough of it on the bottom line bombs just because the show dates haven't been lining up. I gotta get more into that because I hit golf. I love betting golf. He goes deep into it. So shout out to him. So here we go. That was an official talk. Bob 40 says it's locked in. You've convinced me. Let's do it. We're gonna bomb it and hit the ladders. All right. Perfect. So that's the Monday Night Football play for today. Now let's let me do a quick little ad read here. When we come back, we'll recap the NFL week that we just saw yesterday and talk some man in the box. Boy, what a show already. Ladders, horse fucking incredible. But first, let me tell you about Rhythm. Rhythm's gonna bet you. Rhythm's gonna bet you. Rhythm's gonna bet you with props. SGPN is the proud partner of Rhythm, the #1 AI-powered sports betting platform that helps provide bettors of all levels the ability to build custom predictive betting model in seconds. Get predictions for betting on money lines, spreads, totals, and props. Build your own model. Copy one of the top-performing models. The leaderboard or press build a model for me. Rhythm gives you predictions for every game, player, prop, and also had a myriad of stats, research, and trend analysis, giving you more betting inserts. A Rhythm player prop that they like tonight, C-generates. If you don't like the Knox, they like Braylon Allen over 9.5 receiving yards. They predict him to get 13, and he's hit that number pretty much every game he's played. Braylon Allen. Over 9.5 receiving yards. That's what Rhythm likes tonight. So I don't mind that. Get your 7-day free trial today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. We're also brought to you by BetUS or Bet Us. Depends on how you want to read it. Bet with the best in the business. BetUS has been around for more than 30 years. Easily deposit using cryptocurrency. Lightning fast payouts. U.S. players are always welcome. Sign up. Deposit $100. You have a chance to win a 1964 Mustang. A bet I like on U.S. I'll take the Jets. I'll take that Jets money line. Why not? Use our link to sign up. Get 125% deposit bonus on your first 3 deposits. See, I like that. They know you're going to brick out your first 2 deposits. So they give you a bonus on your first 3 deposits. I made one last week. I bricked it out. I needed a bonus. I had the goddamn Jaguars in London. What the hell was I thinking? Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/BetUS. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/BetUS. Promo code SGPN so they know we sent you. BetUS, America's favorite sports book. And we're back here on the Bottom Line Bombs. I am your host, CJ Sullivan, the bet detective, the laddie daddy, as you just heard, the man in the box, Scumbagger Vance, the Bombino, the Deli Llama. All names that, of course, come with a little bit of sense of humor when I do that, because I do picks with bits here. If you're a first-time listener of the Bottom Line Bombs, I know we had a couple last episode. I don't know where they guys come from. So I should say this every episode. I go live here on YouTube Monday and Thursday at noon Pacific. But of course you can subscribe. Make sure you hit the like button right now. Hit the thumbs up. Subscribe to the Bottom Line Bombs on Spotify, iTunes, wherever it takes, or YouTube. Yeah. 2 shows every week. We give out the recap, then we give out the bombs for the weekend, and we do all sports. It's not just we do general talk. There's fun stuff going on, like baseball, which is going on, or golf, or anything. But right now, football is the king. And yesterday, let's talk about some of these games yesterday. I went 3-2 with the Circa contest, the Millions contest, which is fine. You're always happy when you have a winning weekend. 3-2 is good. I need to go better than that, though, to make any headway. We had such a bad hole to start off in. I'm a little upset, but that's what you get with contests. Because you got to get them in by Friday or so. So you can either take advantage of a dead number or sometimes it can hurt you. Because a lot of times information comes out after the fact, after Friday, obviously leading up to game time. Mine was one of my losses. I already said I lost Jacksonville in versus the Bears. The Bears beat the living bejeebers out of them. I thought them knowing what Europe was, and knowing how to play in England. They know how to play in England, all right, but they also know how to play like the Jaguars in England. That is the problem. Trevor Lawrence is like, yeah, this is very familiar. Yeah, I'm used to this. I know where Big Ben is. I sure do. Also, I know how to play terrible here. It wasn't even Lawrence's fault. They dropped so many of his fucking passes. He had 4 drop touchdowns. Now, that being said, the Bears did run amok on him. You know what's weird about that? Like, listen, and this is belly aching. This is complaining. There was a point where the Jags came back a little. They turned the ball over. Things were not looking good. They just looked poorly coached. They look like they quit on Doug Peterson, which is amazing because now they play in England again next week, so they're staying over there. Which I can't believe I might have to take them again because they're playing New England. But that's weird because Doug Peterson is pretty much fired, and now he's just hanging out in Europe. Like, what are you gonna? That's kind of like when you go on a a couple's vacation. You break up mid vacation, but you paid for the week. Well, yeah, when we get back to America, we're not together, but we might as well let's try to make something out of this. We paid for the vacation here. We got the hotel. We'll sleep in separate beds, but yeah. When we go back home, we're done. But we got to finish this out. We got the tour. We got the, the itinerary. We got everything printed out. So Doug Peterson's hanging out this week knowing he is fired the second they step on American soil. And he should be. Good God. I can't believe how bad they've gotten and how bad he's been. The guy won a Super Bowl. Another Marissa Tomei situation where we gave Marissa Tomei an Oscar. Really? She got an Oscar for My Cousin Vinny? Doug Peterson has a Super Bowl? How did we let that happen? Anyway, there was a point where it was 21-10 and the Jaguars had some momentum. All they needed was a stop. And then Jacksonville, they got to him. Trayvon Walker, shout out to Trayvon Walker. I have him 100-1 Defensive Player of the Year. I also have him 75-1, I think, to lead the league in sacks, which is much more achievable than Defensive Player of the Year because Jacksonville's not getting any awards for anything. But Trayvon Walker's having a monster year, as predicted by the man in the box. Anyway, point is, they had him sacked, defensive penalty, defensive holding, too many men in the huddle. It was like 3 straight third down defensive penalties. And this is a hot take. I don't think every defensive penalty should be an automatic first down. It's insane. Why is a 5-yard defensive holding on 3rd and 20 a first down? That's crazy. It should be 3rd and 15. Replay the down with the penalty, just like offensive holding. It's fucking insane. So that was a drive extender 4 different times, and then the Bears eventually wound them down and put a touchdown, and then it was definitely over with. But Jacksonville was a little fired. I'm not saying they would have won, but that was a moment where it's going to be interesting. And these defensive penalties are a joke. You see it all the time. Too many men in the huddle. Who gives a fuck, really? Some of these penalties we need to trim the fat, like spring cleaning. We need to go back there and just change and just clean up. How much are these penalties like from the 1930s? What do you think's happening with a 12th man in the huddle? It's not 12 men on the field during the play. Sure, I understand that, but during the huddle, who cares? Was he providing extra information? That's just one more cook in the kitchen. No one can hear anything. If anything, that's a detriment. Anyway, Congratulations. The Bears look great versus terrible teams. And I'm sure Bears fans are taking this within stride. I'm sure they are not getting ahead of themselves. They're not buying Super Bowl tickets. Bears fans are very reasonable that way. Good point. Buford T. Justice says, I assume the English hate the Patriots. Should be a huge game for Jacksonville. You're right. You would think. 1776, the whole thing, the old Boston Tea Party. And what was the Giamatti? John Adams? That's the HBO series. JC from KC popping in the chat. I haven't seen you in a while. What's up, JC? Good to see you. Sorry about your Royals. But what can you do? You're going against a $300 million payroll. Your Chiefs are doing just fine. They have a big Super Bowl rematch coming up. Anyway, but you're right. We're going to be on the Jaguars again. Anyway, let's just get out of that. Don't even get me started on the offensive, the illegal man downfield. Why are they calling 1,000 illegal men downfield penalties this year? That's like from the 30s, too. Back when the forward pass wasn't a thing and linemen would go 20 yards downfield and block. Hey, I'll talk about that in the Detroit game, but let's get to my second loss. John Adams, right? Is that what it was? Cereal coming into the chat room. Another throwback. JC from KC and Cereal. Although Cereal, I heard you call into the main show last night. I know your Cowboys had a rough one. I'll get to your Cowboys. Don't you worry about that. But because I had Detroit, but not a contest pick, I would have taken Detroit. God damn it! If I knew this. And this is what my original point was with the contest. We went 3-2. And I lost Tennessee -2.5. Why did I take Tennessee? That's a question. That's another question for a different day. They are awful. Levis is fucking horrible. He keeps making memes, but he is not making NFL passes. He is terrible. At the same time, it was a great spot for them. The Colts were so banged up. Anthony Richardson was going to play. That's what they said. Michael Pittman was going to the IR. That's what they said. And then half hour before game time, oh, by the way, Joe Flacco's playing. What? That's something I wish I heard during the week. If I knew Joe Flacco was playing, you know what I think about Joe Flacco, degenerates. He's Freebird. I can't play the song again because they came after me, but I mean, my God. Oh, fuck. I had Dawson Knox Beanstalk. That's for the Dawson Knox Beanstalk. Yeah, you can't. The Colts should have every draft pick ripped from them for saying Anthony Richardson's going to play. I never would. I'm not saying I would have played the Colts if I knew Flacco was playing, but I certainly would not have played the Titans. Flacco is amazing. They probably couldn't even. That's what it was. They probably couldn't even announce that Joe Flacco was going to play because people get too excited. The line would have moved 20 points. But these are shenanigans. You can't say Pittman's going to the IR and then he starts. Well, he's like, oh, Flacco's playing? Yeah, the leg feels pretty good, coach. Let me get out there. Touchdown. Anyway, I ripped my Titans ticket up immediately as soon as Joe Flacco was named the starter. Good God, the dad. Anyone who misses their dad, they love Joe Flacco. He's Flacco off the couch. And there he was slinging it again, that son of a bitch. I can't get mad at you, Flacco. Oh, my God. Anyway, so that was the two losses, but then we hit, what did we hit? We hit Pittsburgh. That was a fucking monster hit. Detroit, Tampa Bay, what a crazy game that was. What else did we hit? Tampa Bay, Steelers. Was it Detroit? I don't even fucking know. Oh, Cincinnati at night. That's right. We had Cincinnati Bengals. We'll get into that in a second. Yeah, the Eagles game. We had that for our Survivor, for our Bet Online offshore account Survivor. We barely snuck that one in. All the Survivor ones had. No one lost Survivor. The only people who had was like Tennessee, maybe. I don't know. Green Bay hit. Bears, whatever. Houston, they buried New England on the Drake May game. But that Eagles game was kind of hilarious. I watched all the Eagles game. I am an Eagles fan, and that was the worst win I've ever seen. But it also wasn't too, because they did kind of dominate, but they just did Eagle things. But it's an amazing storyline. Everyone started really coming together on Sirianni and hating Sirianni. Now, you know me, C-generates. I'm always on the right side of hate. I did not like Sirianni from the jump, and I never have, as an Eagles fan too. I don't like his close eyes. I don't like his whole thing. And he's a mentally unstable man right now. He's giving the Britney Spears vibes. He came in off what did he do during the bye week? He shaved his head. What? What are you, a fucking high school football player? You shave our heads and get all the so he shaved his head. They obviously didn't go over any plays because the offense is just hand the ball to Saquon, fucking do a tush push, lob the ball up to A.J. Brown. Hopefully he can make a play. Defense played great, but that's also because Deshaun Watson is horrendous. What a slap. It's so funny. There's fire Sirianni chants because we only beat the Browns by 4. That's how insulting it is to beat the Browns right now. Like, you only beat this team by 4 and you're talking shit to Eagle fan. Sirianni's talk. That's how bad. That is very Philly. The coach is trash talking our own fans because we're fucking telling him to get fired. They don't know what to do. We want Sirianni fired, but you technically can't fire him after a win. It's unprecedented. He's 3-2. All right, he won the game. Is that true? We cannot fire him? All right, well, this is when Big Dom's got to step up. Let's go, Big Dom. Let's earn your keep around here. Stop doing the fucking jump suits and the goddamn, track suits and the golf cart with your initials on it, being fake security. Earn your keep, Big Dom. Take Sirianni out. All right? I'm not saying cut his brakes or anything like that. Maybe, something, like a little push, something happens bad, A little Guglielmi, a little Tanya Harding on the knee or something. Just make sure Sirianni doesn't show up on Sunday, Big Dom. This is what your job's all about. You're in there. You're close to him. You're his personal private bodyguard. There's a reason you keep your friends close and your enemies closer, Big Dom. We need you more than ever. Take Sirianni out. Fire his damn kids while you're at it, too. Doing the press conference with the kids. What a fucking bitch move that was. Sorry with the aggressive language there. He was a coward, though. Using him as his shields to tough questions. And then he rambles on about family and A.J. Brown and Little League. What are you talking about, Sirianni? I know you're right, Serial, you're right. Every team beat him by 20. The Browns are fucking horrible. And I think the Browns were nice not to give us Jameis Winston. Like, everyone gets a fair shake for the integrity of the league with Deshaun Watson. I think that's what the Browns are doing. Because it's impossible to explain why they keep playing Deshaun Watson. Back in my day, kids, quarterbacks would get benched all the time. They'd get benched and they'd be back in next week. They'd be back in the same game. But now they make so much money, you have to emotionally protect them. You can't upset them. They run the entire company. But how are you not putting Winston in? It almost seems like they're punishing Deshaun Watson. Kind of like when your dad catches you smoking or something, and he's like, all right, you're going to smoke an entire carton up there, buddy. That old trick till you get sick of it. No, Watson, you're not going anywhere. You're going to play every damn down because we know you just like to take your money and leave. No, we're paying you. Go play horribly. We don't care if it's ruining our franchise. Oh, what a slap in the face it is. Jesus, this is hilarious. I need Big Dom to take him out. So anyway, we did pass by the Survivor. Serial popping in says he needs to find out there's a way to send Dak to Cleveland for some picks. Dak did not have a good game. If this helps you any, Serial, and I hate having Dak as my fantasy football quarterback, but I do. He's being benched. I have Goff. Good God, what a great decision that was. I'm watching the quarterback that I could be playing light up Dallas while Dak can't be. They try as the worst secondary, one of the worst secondaries of football. Good God. What a great sight that was, though. I didn't even mind losing the fantasy football game because It's always great watching Dallas get destroyed. Everyone loves that. I mean, everyone loves watching the Cowboys get crushed. On Jerry Jones's birthday, unbelievable. I don't even care, and I don't like Stephen A. Smith. I don't even care about his Cowboy trolling, how fake it is, because that's how much everyone hates the Cowboys. It's just so fun. And the best was, it was the only game on, because every other game was a blowout. There was no game to switch to. That was punishment. That was smoking a whole carton of cigarettes. We have to watch every down of this Detroit-Dallas game, and Detroit beat the living bejesus out of them. What a hilarious revenge game, too. Of course, Campbell wanted revenge for the lineman game where they weren't eligible. So they were doing everything possible to get an offensive lineman to score. They're doing hook and laterals to linemen. They're throwing linemen out to pass. But the referees were also doing their revenge game where they weren't going to allow it. They were calling illegal man down. You're calling illegal man downfield on a lateral to a lineman? Get the fuck out of here. That's what I'm saying. This rule needs tinkered. I mean, this rule's like from the 30s. Back when you would do your elbows out, double block, and they run downfield like 10-yard fight. That's just insane. Oh, but it was amazing. They just could not. The hook and ladder, the Penalties, whatever. The flea flicker to Laporta. They were doing it. I mean, it was downright disrespectful. Dallas was like, we don't even remember that game from last year. Who cares? Will you stop it? We've been embarrassed since then. The Packers playoff game. The Saints beat us by 40 this year already. Hell, the best game we played was garbage time versus the Ravens. Boy, those Cowboys are a mess. Booker T. Justice, what's the faker TikTok? Stephen A's Cowboys mocking or Skip's Cowboys disappointment? I know, it is amazing. Skip's, that's a whole thing with old men and content in general. The content world. And I know this, I say this unironically. I know I'm an old man doing content online, man in the box stuff. I'm not that old, but I'm not TikTok age. I'll just say that. I'm past them. Should I do it? I'll lock into the box for this. Some old man content to talk a little. Oh man, it is going deep late. Deep late? There's no other game. We've done all the recap of the games we want. Harbaugh getting sick. Bengals. No, I did want to talk about that Bengals real quick. But also, but since Boofer T. Justice brought up the hilarious Stephen A's fake, not only is his fake Cowboy mocking, it's so fucking tired. And I get it. They're just looking for hooks. They don't know how to do content. You know the thing with Stephen A. Smith? He wants to be Steve Harvey so bad, the comedian Steve Harvey. I don't know why I prefaced that Steve Harvey, the comedian. There was also a comic in Chicago named Steve O. Harvey, R.I.P., who passed away. Great guy. But Steve Harvey, the comedian with the mustache, what women are thinking, that kind of bullshit. He wants to be him so bad. He does the voice and everything. It's just insane. The Skip Bayless Cowboy disappointment. He's hilarious because he's an old man. He does the fake, and he throws the jersey in the garbage can. But you can see the video. You hear a clap before it starts, like the cue. Okay, clap. Walk into the kitchen, and his poor wife, is probably has to film this shit at 70 years old. And you see him now. Now he was on like Big Cat show, and they're breaking down like what are your takes, Like there's like defend your takes. They have him doing that, and like that's making like. Don't you understand that none of this shit matters? Like even taking that shit seriously, like Stephen A's going to get him. They don't believe in any of this. They're just yelling things to get the fucking reaction and to get the engagement. You could tell that Stephen A. Smith, you love the Cowboys tomorrow, and he'll do that. And Jerry Jones, and I miss Jerry. You could tell, and you know what's so funny? And you could tell it was Shannon Sharp and who was it? Fucking Cam Newton. They were joking about, the sharp tape or whatever, and they're joking, pulling around. And then Stephen A would jump in, and he's the non-football player. And you could tell he wants to be part of it. He's the guy who doesn't get the joke, but like tries to jump. Oh, yeah, we crazy, y'all. No, we're not. We're not crazy. You're a writer nerd. Get out of here. But you make all the money, so he runs the network. Steve Elbridge says old man content. Colin Coward now is kind of hilarious. And I don't, listen. When I say I don't like these guys, I'm saying they're fine. Whatever. I don't hate on them. Get your money. Do your goddamn thing. Whatever. I do. It is weird to me, though. I always thought it was weird that Stephen A gets credit for being a performance artist, but Skip Bayless doesn't, just because you hate Skip Bayless. Like, I get hating Skip Bayless. Don't get me wrong. I'm not defending him. But can't you tell that he's fake, too? That it's all fake? He taught Stephen A. He was his fucking mentor. You can't say one is whatever. One gets a pass and the other one doesn't. But I get it. You don't like him. Colin Coward. I mean, these guys will just say anything. Now he's leaning into the troll video. He posted a video at halftime trolling Penn State fan. Like, looks like someone owes USC an apology. Like he's trying to go for like a white wine elitist troll. What are you even doing? You're an old man on TikTok right now. Was it the sunshine? Too many distractions? Like he wants to be like Hollywood. And then of course, like it wasn't even the fact that Penn State came back and won, or like they don't even care, like, which is the worst thing for them. Like, oh, look at this. This came to bitch in the ass. This freezing cold take. It wasn't even that. It was, what is this to begin with? What are you doing? Nobody likes you, and no one cares about your shit. So I also see my comic friends, comics that I love. We have to do TikToks because you just have to do it. And it gives me the ick. My own shit gives me the ick. We're doing the lip syncing. We're doing the fucking whatever. We're doing the hand gesture. What gives you the ick? What's your body count? It's fucking ridiculous. And then you see shit on there that gets fucking 4 million fucking views. Like, what is going on? What is this world? Speaking of which, Stephen A. today on First Take, and I only know these things from clips that come on my algorithm. And I'm not even one of those guys who be like, I don't watch the show normally, but my cat jumped on a remote control. No, I can't get away from it because it's on my friggin' algorithm. He was talking shit on Will Levis, rightfully so, because he's terrible. And he's like, I want to know how he gets those commercials, the mayonnaise commercials. That's the problem with our society. We reward mediocrity. That's what Stephen A. Smith said. We reward mediocrity. He did not say that ironically. He believes he is the best. He makes the most money. But when you go lowest common denominator, you'll never be broke. That's the saying. Yes, you make the most money. If that's how you want to judge value, that's how Jerry Jones judges value, Serial. You could tell that. The Jerry Jones, I'm all over the place with my fucking box segment here. Oh, I forgot to do Simba. God damn it. I'm so out of it. You can tell Jerry Jones, he used to be, I want to win a Super Bowl before I die. Now he's like, I just want to make the most money before I die. That's how I win. Have the most value. Big Mayo does rewrite the script. This is my Dawson Knox Simba rescue this kitty out of the tree. Get that cat skeleton out of there. Oh my God, man, that was fast. That was Man in the Box. Oh man, thank you everybody watching the show today and listening. Make sure you subscribe to the Bottom Line Bombs everywhere. Make sure to follow me on Instagram at CJ Sullivan was taken with hashtags underneath each word, or on X at CJ Sullivan _. Not hashtags, underscores. What am I talking about, dude? I am fucking crazy right now. I'm excited for the Dawson Knox letter. That's why. Serial says he cares more about money than hiring a competent coaching staff. That's true. It's kind of sad now at this point where Jones still just wants a puppet master coaching staff, but that they are brutal. Zimmer is awful. I mean, everyone there is awful. and it's not getting better. Can't say I feel bad. It's the Cowboys. Yeah, no other games to fuck to. Make sure you subscribe to the other shows. Like I said, I killed it on the prop show with the main show, College Experience. We hit some big dogs there. Road to 10 million videos will be coming out this week. I'm saying this out loud to get me to edit it because I have to do it. Finally, just subscribed. I love it. Justin McElvey. Love it, Justin. Get in there. McKelvey. Damn right you subscribe. Shows coming up. I have a show November 1st and November 2nd in Las Vegas at the new Wise Guys. I will be with and opening up for Hannibal Buress, the great Hannibal Buress. Hockey Hannibal, as he's known on this show to Degenerates. He's my hockey guru. Also a pretty good comedian. We'll be doing shows there. So if you're out in Las Vegas, come out and see me, the man in the box. I'll even give you a meet and greet with Hannibal. I'll go ahead and say that. I won't tell him that. We'll just we'll make it happen. Oh, he's cool like that. He'll be fine. Although he does not like surprises like that. The second time I pronounced it right. Thank you, John. I was sticking with Justin Mack. I'll say McKelvey, all right? McKelvey. Thank you for subscribing. Love it. Like it. Start. 5-star review it. Like I said, you can write a bad review. I don't care. But make sure it's 5 stars. Make sure the algorithm, make sure the phone knows that you like it. I just want your phone to tell another phone that you listen to this show. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, McElvis. Thank you, Cyril. Thank you, Booker T. Justice. Thank you, Steve Eldridge. Everyone else who joined in the chat. Channing T. Brown. Boo for T. Justice. Everyone who's been in here. Did I catch everything on the show? I believe so. I gave out, let's get this Dawson Knox ladder. Let's get Garrett Wilson over. We got some baseball. Dodgers. I hope you sweep the shit out of the Mets. There's no other games I wanted to really talk about. No, the Bengals, we did get that win last night. I'm just tossing that in there as I'm about to fucking roll credits after I say goodbye to y'all. You know what I did like about the Bengals? When the Giants without Malik Neighbors. And I have a huge Malik Neighbors to lead the league in receptions ticket. So I did not like him missing a second game. 1 game, okay. 2 games, that's going to be tough. But he's still in there. I mean, he gets like 10 catches a game. But that story about him going to the Travis Scott concert was hilarious because he's in concussion protocol. Like, what are you doing at a Travis Scott concert? And the other Giant fans like, will you please just let him be? Just don't scare him out of here like we did with Beckham. Let him do what he wants. Oh, what the fuck? Not like anything bad has ever happened at a Travis Scott concert, right? Not like fucking 1,000 people didn't bum rush to security like if they're getting off a Southwest plane. Anyway, that's going to do it for the show. I keep on rambling. Thank you, everyone, for watching or listening. All that things. I just keep talking. I'm leaving myself a long voicemail. That's what this is. One big voicemail with a couple winners in between. So here we go. See ya on Thursday.